Okay, hi everyone. My name's Sam. Just get straight into it. Quickly about me, I actually studied town planning for about 4.5 years, and I've worked as a town planner in the past as well. So I thought I'd just make this little video about some town planning. Um, I guess just some common things that we learn in town planning, and also just some town planning things that I found in this game, which I think could benefit a lot of people actually. So this is my city. It's called Rockvalley. Um, it's situated on this nice little river here. I didn't put in this river; it was already there, and all these little islands were actually already there as well. So they actually created a nice little um, sort of a central area for the city and some nice islands to work with, something more interesting. Um, Yeah, so just a quick little tour of my city. So we first started over here. I was going to connect all this up with suburbs, but I thought, no, I'll just leave it. It looks alright like that. Um, so the entry point for the city is actually this little road here, which didn't give me much to work with. So um, it this is kind of like the main, whatever you would call this. It's like spaghetti. It's all over the place, but somehow it works quite well. So, um, just some little things that I've figured out that are quite helpful is having the industrial area in different little spots throughout the city. So, I've got one here. There's another one here near the downtown area. There's another one here. There's more over here and one there. That's not industrial. So instead of having one huge area of industrial area that people mostly do, it's quite helpful to actually break it up and put it all over the city, which will help with traffic flow. So instead of saying, for example, if all this was industrial, there would be so much traffic going over here, and there would be so many traffic issues here. So it just kind of helps having it all broken up a little bit around the place, especially having a little industrial area near the downtown area. It just helps in real life and in the game, I think. Um, so what else can I say? Oh yes. So um, I noticed a lot of people in the game. They would always do something like this. They'd have the highway, then they'd have one main road going through or under or over the highway with the connections to the highway, which then creates a lot of traffic issues going on and off. So what actually happens in real life is they'll often do a main road like this, and then somewhere to the side you'll actually break off into the exit part of the highway. So it's not connected to, it's not going to interrupt the main road. So it's over here kind of out of the way. So that's always a good idea to keep in mind. So I've got it connecting straight up to industrial areas, but it doesn't interfere with this main road here. So something I like to do in my city personally, whenever I have a river, I always like to do little pathways. Not sure what happened there, but so lots of little pathways everywhere, nice gardens, lots of little bridges going everywhere. So here I've got a train station, of course, which helps deal with this area of the city. There's this bridge that goes over another bridge, and then they can walk straight up to the tram. So that the tram goes all the way around the city, I think, if I remember correctly. And the tram also connects up to this train station here, which is being used quite a lot. Oh my god, there's so many, and a dog. Anyway, so I'll just open up my public transport. Yeah, so that's buses. Yeah, so yeah, actually surprisingly my bus system is quite neat. Usually can be quite messy, But yeah, so having a look down here, I liked using this as just a nice urban green area with lots of little bridges, lots of little parks, and I put on the, what is it, that one. I always do that in every city because in real life and in the game it's important to encourage walkability, which reduces traffic, which is good for your health as well. Um, so that's why I use so many paths everywhere, not necessarily in the actual urban area, but on the side of the river and lakes, etc. So um, it's always a good way to reduce traffic. And you may notice in my whole city I don't use large roads. That's because I don't need to use large roads. I can, based from my previous knowledge, I can kind of see how everything works, that so I don't need large roads. I mean, I still have these double lane roads here, but I don't use, for example, these ones here at all because I just don't need them because I can notice how the traffic flow is. There was a lot of traffic coming in here actually at one point, so what I'd done is I made these two, what would you call them, like avenue type things. This is kind of like a square roundabout. There was a lot of issues here, so don't be afraid to do tunnels or bridges or whatever, or just to reduce the traffic, I guess. Over here, I was having so many issues with this train. So what I'd done is I made this a all one way, all the way around. And then they can easily, like what I said before, you have the on-off ramps not near the main road. So they can easily get from one side to the other, and then they can just go up here, and then they can get onto the highway if they want. So this area doesn't interrupt this main road going through here. Also, just another little thing, I always do this. So if this road was originally connected to here, but it was creating so many issues, so I do this all the time. I just demolish this little bit and then connect it up with a little pathway. So traffic is a lot more smoother along here, and there's just a nice little pathway to get from one side to the other. And I also done it here, so then it just slowly pushes the traffic over to here, which is less busy. So I do that quite often. Yeah, again, lots of little pedestrian bridges, not necessarily road bridges, because I like to encourage walkability. Oh, there's a fire. Yeah, so lots of little pathways everywhere. Yeah, more little pathways everywhere, lots of trees. I love trees. And it just looks nicer with paths everywhere and people just walking around. I don't know, I just think it's quite nice, in my opinion. What else can I show? I like to use a grid system, not always, but this whole city is basically one big grid. All these square farmlands were already here, and I just utilized those. So yeah, I just kept using the grid system everywhere. Yeah, and again, nice big parks. If you're wondering what this symbol is, it just means building is turned off, because I used to have the Rico thing. I turned that off, and it also disabled a lot of buildings for some reason. So yeah, that's what that little symbol means. What else can I show? Yeah, that's about it. If you have any questions, you can comment those below, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Yeah, so I just like lots of trees, lots of pathways, good transport hubs. So for example, this is a hub here. Trams can come along this way, they come along this way, and then they go around, and they can easily transfer tram or bus as well. again, another little pedestrian pathway connecting those up down to the hub area. And yeah, so just encouraging walkability, like I was saying about the highway, trying not to have everything come down to this area here. So just have another area that just peacefully goes under the highway and not interrupted by the on-off ramps. And yeah, so any questions, just let me know. I'll probably upload more videos in the future with more in-depth things. This was just a very general overview. If there's anything specifically you'd like me to talk about or focus on, just let me know. And yeah, so like this video if you liked it, have any questions. Yeah, so thanks for watching.